As a bass player, I know how crucial it is to have a good amp that can produce a rich and deep bass sound. But let's be real, hauling around heavy amps to gigs can be a hassle. That's why having an amp that's both portable and powerful is always a good option. And that's where the Fender Rumble 100 combo amp comes in. I've been using this amp for close to a decade now, and I want to share my thoughts and general feedback. What is happening, everybody, and welcome to MusicianWave. My name is Milan, and today I'll be taking a look at the Fender Rumble 100 bass combo amp, an amp I have plenty of experience using. I got it in the beginning stages of playing bass, and I kind of kept it around because I really like what it had to offer. If you're interested in this amp, you can check out the links in the description below on where to buy it. Now, let's get started. Before we get into the details, I want to give you my quick thoughts on this amp. As a guy who's had the previous Rumble 100 watt version, I can tell you that they've improved it tenfold. For those of you who remember the previous version and what a tank it was, the first thing I really liked about the reinvented one was the lightweight design. I've been hauling around bass amps half my life, and speaking from experience, nobody likes doing that. This thing is really light for a 100 watt bass amp, and the versatility upgrade from the previous version doesn't even compare. For beginner bass players looking for a light amp with a good versatile sound, the Rumble 100 watt is going to be more than enough for small to medium-sized gigs. The Fender Rumble 100 combo amp is a solid-state amp with a power output of 100 watts. It features a single 12-inch Eminence speaker that can handle a frequency range of 35 Hz to 20 kHz. It has a versatile 4-band EQ along with 3 voicing options: bright, contour, and vintage. Additionally, it features a built-in overdrive circuit, which is a nice touch. On the back panel, you can see the different connectivity options you have. There are send and return effects jacks, an aux-in, a headphone jack for practice sessions, a foot switch jack, and an XLR DI, which is the bread and butter. This amp has a modern look with a black textured vinyl covering and a silver grill cloth. It's not the most visually striking amp out there, but it does look professional and put together. It weighs about 22 pounds or 10 kilograms, which is a blessing, and the XLR DI is the biggest reason why I love this amp. Even for medium and large gigs, I've been using it through the DI and just having the amp close to me on stage, like a monitor. That is, if the venue doesn't have a better option. In terms of sound quality, I gotta say I'm really impressed with what this amp can do. It produces a warm and full-bodied bass tone with plenty of low-end punch. The bright amp voicing adds some high frequencies to your sound and just sort of gives you that presence in your tone. The contour cuts the mid frequencies and gives you that mid scoop for a punchy sound. And lastly, the vintage voicing adds some bottom end to give you a bit more depth. Now, one thing to be mindful of is if you crank the volume up too high, you'll start to experience some distortion and clipping. Also, the overdrive section is pretty cool, but without a foot switch, nobody's going to be using this mid-song on stage. That's unless you have somebody hiding behind the stage to press the button. And lastly, the amp doesn't have a lot of depth in its sound in general. While the low-end punch is impressive, the amp doesn't produce a lot of nuance in the mid and high frequencies, so play with the EQ section to get it right. When it comes to the price range, I'd say that this amp is reasonably priced, especially considering the design and power output. It's a great practice amp, but you can also use it for gigs like I do. Overall, it brings a lot of value to the table for an amp that can do it all. Now, I may be biased because I've had this amp for so long, but I really think it's worth it, especially for beginner bass players who want something powerful, yet still light enough to travel with. Now, given the ease of use and sound shaping capabilities, I think that this baby will do you justice if you're looking for a practice amp or just something to bring to small gigs. As always, thank you all for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more content, and we'll see you next time.